Alright guys, so I sometimes get comments, people saying they want to see some different stuff, they're sick of seeing the same divers and field watches, but I think with this one we're going to be really putting that to the test, because this is something totally different, pretty out there, not something I've seen before, and it's kind of similar to a more expensive brand you might be aware of, albeit for a fraction of the price. So this might not be a watch that everyone wants to buy, but you're definitely going to want to see it, because there is some interesting stuff going on here. So this is the review of the Geya Planetary Flywheel Mechanical Watch 2, or G78201. So I don't normally do unboxings unless it is something a bit different, and that is the case for this one. And it is a pretty big box as well, that's why I don't have the usual setup here, I had to zoom out quite a bit too. And as you can tell from the packaging, this watch has got a space theme going on. And this is actually a limited edition gift box. And then we've got that little slogan on the side there, fly into space. So this is just the outer cover, so I'll slide this off, show you what you'll actually get inside. So this yellow bit here is just a button, lift that up, and then the first thing you're greeted with is this little cover, which again has got that slogan on and the branding. So we've got this out of the way. Then we've got this card here, which does actually go over the movement and how all that works and some bits and pieces, but we'll get into that as we get into the review. And then we've got this astronaut figure here. So nice little fun touch. So we'll just pop him down here for now, and we'll probably see him later on in the review. And then if we get this bit of foam out of the way, we'll see what's under here. So we've got the warranty card, which is a 2-year warranty, and then we've also got the instructions. Then you can see we have actually got another strap in here, so it comes with 2 straps. This one is a silicone one, and it has got the matching hardware with the branding on, and it is quick release. And obviously I'll show you the watch on both straps. And then the only other thing we've got in there is the watch itself. So there are actually 2 slightly different versions with this one. This is why this is called number 2. The first one doesn't actually have that crystal background that this one has. That's got more of a, I think it's a venturine kind of style. And it also has some planets and bits on there. So slightly more subtle maybe, depending on how you look at it. So for both versions you get 2 different kind of finishes. You can either get this rose gold one that I've got, or you can get a stainless steel. And then obviously because of those differences between the 2 different versions, there will be a difference in price. So for this model, it's coming in at $560, £419, €480. And then for the one with that space background with the planets, that's coming in at $480, £359, €412. So I'll leave links to both of them down in the description so you can check them both out properly. But before we get down into this properly, first of all let's go over the dimensions. So we've got a diameter of 46.3, a thickness of 21.4, but a lot of that is actually down to the crystal. The actual case is only 13mm thick, which granted is still quite thick, but given the style of watch, it's to be expected. Then we've got a lug width of 22mm, and then when it comes to the all important lug to lug, that's coming in at 55.4, which yep, is still quite large, but because it's got curved lugs, it does wear better than you'd think, and I will show you that at the end of the video obviously. When it comes to the weight, on this supplied leather strap, it's coming in at about 108 grams, and that is including the buckle as well, and it is a pretty nice one, and we'll take a closer look at that now. So it's got the Geya brand in them, and it is matching the case finish, so on this one it's rose gold, well, rose gold plated anyway, but it is nice, and it is actually spring loaded, so nice and secure, will snap in place. It is a good quality one, and again the whole thing has got the same finish. Obviously if you go for the stainless steel one, that'll be in stainless steel. Then we've got a crocodile style leather strap, not my favourite but I think it suits the watch, branding on the back, and then it is quick release, and then we've got this interesting looking case back. So galactic system, all stainless steel, and then it also says bottom cover waterproof, so it actually says on the listing it's 50 metres waterproof, but it's not like you're going to be going swimming with this anyway. And then you're probably wondering what is this, we'll talk about that a bit later. Before we do that though, let's get onto the side profile, and it is actually pretty cool that we can see through the sides of this. So you can see everything through the top and on the sides. So you can see all those crystals on the bottom, as well as the depth that we really have with this one. There's a lot of really cool elements going on with it. So there's actually 155 cubic zirconias on that background, and they really do catch the light, play with that nicely. So when it comes to actually being able to tell the time on this, which you might want to do from time to time, we've got that over at the 9 o'clock. So you've got that gear plate at the top, and it is a skeletonized dial so you can see through it, but it is still quite legible. Nice proportions on the hands as well, and then we do actually have a bit of lume on this, but it's not the best, doesn't last all that long, so I'm not going to do a proper lume test, just this little bit here. Then down at the 6 we've got this little globe here which does actually spin, so that is a pretty cool little touch. And then up at the 12 we've got that automatic movement there. and this is actually an in-house movement, so it's the M1T9 TDC, and I will be showing you how you actually use this soon. But before we do that, first of all let's check out whether we've got sapphire crystal on this or not, using the trusty diamond selector tool. And no, we've just got mineral crystal, which isn't all that surprising given how extreme the dome on it is. So now let's show you this movement in action. So obviously with this design you can't have a crown on either side because it's got that crystal that you can see through, so it's actually on the back. So the way it works is this little bit here, you just lift it up, if I can get the right side, and then you can wind it using this. So this is pretty unusual, not something I've seen before, but it does work well. And obviously, again, once you're done, you just fold it back down. Let me know, have you seen anything like this on any other watch? When it comes to setting the time, we use this bit here. So this might be a little bit fiddly to do on camera. So you get this little tool in the box, kind of like a mini screwdriver almost. And then if you do a short press, you'll see the minute hand is actually moving. And then if you hold it down a bit longer, it moves a bit quicker. And then obviously you can change the hour hand with that as well. So if you keep hold of it, it'll keep going until you release. But this is where the elephant in the room comes in, as that time is actually controlled by a quartz movement, not the mechanical one that I mentioned earlier. The mechanical movement only actually is decorative, which is a bit of a shame. So this actual quartz movement is a Ronda 756. So they do actually state this on the listing, but it is actually hidden a little bit. It's not that clear, and given the name of the watch, the fact that it's got mechanical in it, you'd assume the mechanical movement would actually control the time as well. But I guess it depends how you look at it. You've got the mechanical movement that you can look at, and then you've also got the accuracy and the grab and go ability of quartz. But let me know, where do you stand on that? Do you think this is a positive or a negative? So all it's left to do now is show you what it's like on wrist on both of the straps, go over the pros and cons, and then you can decide whether you want to pick one of these up or not. And here it is on my 7-inch wrist. So it does actually wear surprisingly well. I thought it was going to be huge, but I think I can just about pull it off. If you've got a smaller than 7-inch wrist though, this is definitely not for you. So despite that long lug to lug measurement, because we've got quite a bit of curvature to the lugs, it does conform to wrist quite well. Obviously, yeah, it is still really thick, but again, a lot of that is the crystal. And you guys know I do like a dome crystal, but even for me this is pretty extreme. But I guess that's what this watch is all about. It's not the kind of piece that's going to slip under a cuff, it's a conversation starter. I like that we've got the matching colour hardware as well. In terms of the strap, not my favourite style, but again, I think it suits the watch. And it does come with another one in the box, and it's quick release, so you can swap it out for anything pretty quickly and easily. But obviously it's all about the dial with this one. And there is a lot going on there, especially with this one I have with the crystals. If you think it's a bit too much with the crystals, then I'd be going for the other version, and also that one is cheaper too. So I'll show you what it's like on the other strap now, because I do think it changes up the look quite a bit. Definitely gives a more of a sporty look, although I'm not a fan of it collecting like dust and stuff. That is the problem with silicone straps. But again, I do like that we've got the matching colour hardware, and it is a comfortable strap as well. And again, I do think it changes the look quite a bit. But let me know, which one do you prefer? Which one do you think suits the watch better? So obviously this watch isn't going to appeal to everyone. It's pretty niche. It's going to be the kind of people who like the more expensive, fancier watches from the likes of Jacob Co, which is what I think this is based on. But obviously that is vastly more expensive than this. So I guess if you really like that kind of look, and you want something similar for a more budget price, then yeah, I'd say this is a pretty good option. That being said though, the issue with the movement might be a problem for some people. The fact that it's not really a mechanical watch, it's only mechanical in terms of the aesthetics, the actual functionality is more quartz, at least in terms of the timekeeping anyway. But if you're okay with that, and you just want the look, then again, link is down in the description to this one and the other version. But that's it for this one guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.